Welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I'm Ollie Hayes, and today I'll be previewing our game against Manchester United on Sunday at 4:30 at Goodison Park. So we're back after the international break, a very long international break, but the last one until March, you'll be pleased to know. And Everton have had a little bit of a torrid time over the last 2 weeks, haven't they? A 10-point deduction and all sorts going on. But, we've got to focus on the Manchester United game now, focus on the task at hand. And we're in very good form, to be fair to us. In our last 5 games, 10 points, sit as joint third in the form table. And, we were playing very well and we were playing good football, and especially, the win against Crystal Palace that we got before the international break. I think this international break probably came at the worst time for us because we were in such good form, playing fantastic football, and we had a functioning and fit squad. So, yeah, probably not the best of timing, but third in the form table, 10 points, and in our last five, that's very pleasing to see. And considering the last 2 seasons that we've had and how torrid a time we've had in front of goal and stuff like that, we're seeing goals pop up from all around the pitch, and it's pleasing to see. But a little bit on our opponents on Sunday, Manchester United, they are actually top of the form table, which is probably surprising for a lot of people, considering many probably thought Eric Ten Hag was 2-3 games, 2-3 losses and poor performances away from losing his job. So, fair play. They're a good side. They're going to be a difficult test on Sunday at Goodison, but we have to be ready. And, we know that the atmosphere is going to be red hot on Sunday. It's going to be a top atmosphere. And that, for me, has to give credit to the 1878s and all the work that they've done in the weeks leading up to this game. And Evertonians as well. You guys, you've raised £40,000 for banners, for cards, and that's all going to contribute to getting behind the lads on Sunday. And that's all we can ask. But yeah, casting our minds back to the last few games against Manchester United, we actually don't have the greatest record. We've only got one win in our last 10, and that came against a team ran by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and in that season where Anthony Gordon actually got the winner with a deflection off Harry Maguire, which eventually kept us up that season. But yeah, if we look ahead, it's going to be a tough test. United are a very good team, and let's move on to our team news for a start. And a lot of you probably would have seen today in Sean Dyche's press conference that Amadou Onana has been passed not fit. He's got that recurring calf problem, which he was actually sent home from international duty with Belgium for. And, we saw it in the Crystal Palace game. He got subbed off at half time, and he has been struggling with injury for the past few, maybe 3-4 weeks. So, it has come to bite us a little bit, the congested fixture list, and seeing Amadou Onana not play on Sunday is going to be a real blow to us. But we do have some good news. It's Seamus Coleman. He's back in the squad, and that's going to provide more cover and more competition at right back, especially, to Ashley Young and Nathan Patterson. I think we have been crying out for a little bit of competition there. And to see Seamus Coleman back, he's such a leader on the pitch. He gives 110% for the Everton badge whenever he's on the pitch. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Seamus Coleman fares up against, if he was to start. If it's interesting to see how he's going to fare up against a Marcus Rashford, a Garnacho, maybe an Anthony. But it's good to see Seamus Coleman back on the pitch in an Everton shirt. But apart from that, we've got no other news and no other fresh injury concerns, which is really pleasing to see. I think over the last few seasons we've fallen foul in these big games where we've had little niggly injuries here and there where players aren't 110% and they've had to be forced back from injury and to play in these big games. But, we've got the luxury now of a pretty decent squad and pretty good backup in most positions on the pitch. But yeah, if we look to where we can hurt Manchester United, I think, DCL's presence up front is going to be huge, isn't it? I think DCL, him being fit now for, 9-10 games, we've seen how good he is and how effective he is in a Sean Dyche system. And if we can have him firing on Sunday and maybe get him on the score sheet, that'd be huge for us. If we look elsewhere on the pitch, Idrissa Gana Gueye, he played well against Palace, as I said before. And I think he's one of those players now that has to step up and be that man that can come in and help Sean Dyche in a system where, maybe Amadou Onana's not 100% fit. James Garner might pick up an injury here and there. He's going to be that experienced head that can come into games and just look to provide cover. And I think he's quite happy being in that role. So I think Idrissa Gana Gueye has to have a good game on Sunday just to try and stake his claim in that team. But yeah, moving on to Manchester United, as I said before, a top outfit, aren't they? And they've got some fresh injury concerns themselves, but doesn't change the caliber of player and the quality they've got in their squad. But just starting today, we heard from Eric Ten Hag, and he said that Andre Onana is fit to play. I know there was some injury concerns surrounding him after the international break and whether he was going to be fit or not, but he is fit to play, as confirmed today by Eric Ten Hag. But there is quite a big injury concern for Rasmus Højlund, he's a player that I think can really cause us issues if he were to play. He is going to face a late fitness test tomorrow just to see if he can play. Fingers crossed he doesn't, because I do think he's a top player, and I think he has been criticised a lot for his performances in Manchester United shirt so far. But I think he is a top player, and he will come good for them. And another injury boost for Manchester United is Luke Shaw is back. He will be playing, and Eric Ten Hag has confirmed that Andre Onana and Luke Shaw will both be starting against us. So, that's something for us to contend against. I think Jack Harrison off that right-hand side, Luke Shaw likes to get forward. So if Jack Harrison can chip in with his defensive duties, as he has done so well in a Sean Dyche system over the past few weeks, I think that'll be crucial for us. But it's an interesting battle. I think if it is Nathan Patterson, if it is Ashley Young on that right-hand side, and as I said before, even if it is Seamus Coleman up against Luke Shaw, I think they're going to give him some problems. But they have to contend with it. If we want to be away from this relegation zone and pushing on in the league table, we have to contend with this caliber of player. So, bring it on is what I say. Still out for Manchester United. They have some quite high profile injuries still. Mason Mount has had a fresh injury concern this afternoon. He won't be playing. Casemiro, he's another one that will be out until the new year. Lisandro Martinez. So that's a big injury concern at centre half for Manchester United, along with the Johnny Evans injury, which has recently been suffered, and Tyrell Malacia as well at left back. So Manchester United's defence doesn't look too strong for me, and I think that is an area where we can definitely exploit. And it will be Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof being the two centre halves, which will be starting against us on Sunday. And that is an area where Dom Calvert-Lewin, Abdoulaye Doucouré, them two players in the air, they can definitely bully Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof. So that is an area I think Sean Dyche will be looking to exploit. And, I think definitely tactically, Sean Dyche has managed well in the last few games, tactically exploiting team's weakness. We saw it against Crystal Palace. They're a very, very compact team that like to play rigid formation under Roy Hodgson, and we managed to carve them out and score 3 goals. So I think Sean Dyche will have a plan going into that game, and the presence of Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Doucouré in the air is going to be huge for us. But we have to look at Manchester United's squad. As I said before, they do have a very high caliber of player, and of course Marcus Rashford. He is one of those players that can cause us a lot of issues. He's caused us so many issues in the past over the years, and he's yet to hit the heights that he has done in previous seasons. This season alone, with only 1 goal to his name. And Bruno Fernandes is another player that's not really hit the heights as he would wanted to, with 3 goals. So they're the 2 players I'd be looking at that we really do have to combat. And Jared Branthwaite, he's had some tough tests over the last few weeks. With Evan Ferguson, he kept him relatively quiet at Goodison in the Brighton game. But for me, I think it's another test for the 2 centre halves, James Tarkowski, Jared Branthwaite. They've formed a great partnership since the start of the season, and if they can build on that now with a strong performance against Marcus Rashford and against Bruno Fernandes, then it'll only galvanise us as a squad. And for me, I think they can definitely do something. They can definitely keep them out, because they've looked defensively solid in most games that they've played. And even in the Merseyside derby, Jared Branthwaite looked relatively assured. And with James Tarkowski alongside him, they'd look a very, very good partnership. But, for me, it's going to be a tough game. And I know the Everton fans will be right behind us, and it's going to be fantastic atmosphere. And going into this game, we just want to get away from that dotted line, don't we? With everything that's happened with the financial fair play points deduction, and going into this game with a lot of jeopardy and a lot of scrutiny on us, we need to be, right behind the lads, get behind them, and just fight to get over this line. But that is all from this week on the Toffee Blues. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know your predictions going into the game. I was thinking that, going into this game, it's going to be a tough game. I'm going to predict Everton to win 3-1. I think it's one of them where I think Manchester United might peg us back early doors, but I think we can come through it and win 3-1. But that's all for today. Let me know your predictions, your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for listening. We'll see you in a bit.